to another Sims 4 speed build. So I've been gone for a second. Not I normally would take like either a 6-day break or take a 2-day break, but this one has kind of been like in the middle with a 4-day break because this was an unplanned break compared to my other breaks. What ended up happening is that before I go into the entirety of this build, I think you guys remember that last week I was speaking about there was a really cool opportunity that I was given in my personal life, and it was just kind of overwhelming me with anxiety about doing it. Well, I don't need to worry anymore because I can't do it. And I'm laughing because if I don't laugh, I'll cry. But in all seriousness, though, I was given this really good opportunity to go to this really cool school, but my family couldn't afford it, and I didn't go. But honestly, I've given myself 4 days to really wallow in it and allow myself to be upset about the situation. And now I'm allowing myself to just go on because life doesn't really stop. So you have to allow yourself to be sad, but then you have to just keep it moving. So this is me keeping it moving. So yeah, so this audio might be really, really weird because I did a lot of new different things. So this build I did it late last night. So you're gonna see a dramatic shift from the way I'm building now to the next videos, because since it was late at night, I was kind of tired. So I didn't build as fast as I normally did. But then when I woke up this morning and I went out and then I came back inside, I ended up building at my normal pace. So now we're getting at my normal pace. And do you see how like it's gone like faster? Yeah. But basically, I built this today. I do have, so I think if I remember, again, don't quote me on this, but I'll show on the screen right now all the apartment builds I have so far on my backlog. So these are supposed to be coming out. And what happened is that I built this other one. I don't know where I put it on the screen, but I put it somewhere on the screen. I built the one that looks like the Scandinavian townhouses, the most recent one before this one, and that one was supposed to come out first. But I was just a little bit upset, and I was like, you know what I should do? I should treat myself with that Sims 4 expansion pack I've been meaning to get. The good thing about it is that because of Black Friday sales, EA was doing a discount, so I was able to afford it, which I'm really happy about. So after I finished doing that build, I then went and brought how did I forget? Is it Horse Ranch? Sims 4 Horse Ranch? I think that's it. I went and brought Sims 4 Horse Ranch because I wasn't able to buy it at the normal retail price because it's just too expensive. That, and I didn't feel a sense of obligation to buy it because at that time I wasn't making speed builds. I started in August. So that's why you will see me buy Sims 4 for rent quite recent compared to how I normally buy expansion packs. I buy expansion packs like months after the release. I brought Growing Together in September. Me buying Horse Ranch right now is it's quite unique actually if you think about it, because I do tend to buy my expansion packs 6 months later when the price has significantly depreciated and there's some kind of sale going on within EA. But I decided to buy it because I was like, I've now got this obligation as a Sims 4 builder on YouTube to try and keep myself more up to date with the packs that do come out. And I'm talking about specifically expansion packs. I do not have the funds to be keeping up to date with kits. Stuff packs depending, and with game packs, more likely I will try and get every single game pack. The only game pack I don't have that I'm aware of is Journey to Batu, which I do want to get for the sake of the sci-fi element of it, because I do like doing quite themed builds, hence this build right here. And I do want to get what's it called? Is it I don't know if it's two different ones, but there's this one where you go camping. I think it's the first one that came out. I want to get that one. It's just the reason why I've been kind of apprehensive when it comes to getting it is because I saw the world. I saw people building in the world. I was like, this is gorgeous. If this is the world that comes with a pack, 100%, I want to go and get it. And then I found out that it's not a world that you can stay in. It's a world that you have to leave at one point, and I was like, well, that sucks. And I looked around to see if there's any mods, and there are mods, but it's not in the way that I would like it to be. It's like I would like it to appear just like how the other worlds within this game does, but that's not possible. So I was like, okay, there's nothing else that I'm really too intrigued about it. Like, you can do camping in most of the packs, like there's like loads of tents in other packs. So I was like, it's not really that on top of my list. If I ever have like spare money in the future, maybe I'll go and get it. But in the forefront of my mind is always expansion packs, regardless of the theme. It's always going to be expansion packs and game packs. But then stuff packs is just up in the air, and kits is extremely up in the air. So yeah, so I decided to myself that since I now do these videos, I should just start keeping up to date with them. So I'm going to try and get for rent, hopefully on release, because I do want to do a specific apartment build with the content that comes with the pack. Also, I do want to do my first ever proper let's play. Not a long one, because I do not have the time. Well, I do have the time and patience. I have a lot of time, but it's more of I feel like it won't be as interesting because it will be just the same thing. Like, I know I've been doing the same thing with my speedballs, like it's just consistently the same thing. But I feel like I don't know if my storytelling capabilities will be that interesting for me to do a prolonged let's play, which is really concerning. Again, if you knew what my job was in real life, you would think, oh, so your storytelling capabilities are not difficult, and you have that job in real life, and it's like, yeah, I do. I need to work on that. My job is in entertainment, so it's just like I have to have a good storytelling capability. I've said capability more times, too many times, and I don't think all the times I've used them was necessary. I'm so sorry. Um, but yeah, I do have a decent storytelling. I'm not gonna say capability. I'm gonna say storytelling skills. That's what I'm gonna say. I do have good storytelling skills, but I've got it in a more dramatized and a more cynical light. There is some optimism, but it's mainly cynical, some more of your darky, gritty stories, and I don't think I can do that in The Sims because that would just be more sad than entertaining. So I don't know if I have that entertainment or that comedical value to prolong a story for that long, but I would try. I think I want to do at least 5 parts, and basically this let's play that I do, I'm gonna build this basically tenancy area that's almost like a hotel. And the way that I want to do it is I want to do it almost in the style of White Lotus. White Lotus, do not please do not come after me, because it's, do you want to do this whole theme of this character comes along and they've been given this responsibility to take care of this place and all the tenants that live in it, because I know there's a really big landlord element within this pack, and I really want to like do a let's play that delves into this person's taking care of this huge area. Because when I say this tenancy is huge, I mean it's gonna have like tennis courts, all of that. Like, it's a really, really huge lot. So I want to do something like that. And I'm gonna do let's play in it and just see how they survive. It's almost like one big challenge for them. So I'm really excited to do that. So I'm gonna try, fingers crossed, to get Sims for rent on release. But yeah, there's that. But anyway, let me talk about this build. Wait, actually, let me talk about a little. Let me go back to my previous point. So I had another. Sorry, I had another build that I will be coming up with that I did show on the screen. That I will be releasing. But with that build, it had a lot of. It has like a decent amount of CC, like the average amount of CC. But I was looking at it and I was thinking to myself, I like it, but this is very similar to my family community one. I'm still going to release it because it's still a bit different, but it's not quite what I want to release. Like I have said it before, I regret releasing the Spellcaster's Cabin and the Slasher Cabin. No, the Spellcaster's Cottage and the Slasher Cabin back to back because they look way too similar. And I've said it before, I don't like releasing similar builds back to back because it's purely for aesthetic reasons. I just don't like looking at my builds and seeing how too close to each other they are. Like, so for example, with that build, it looked too much like the family community builds that the family townhouse community that I built. It's very, as you saw by the screenshots, it's still very different, but it still has a very similar vibe to it. So I was like, okay, I will upload that after I do something completely different. And the thing that I did completely different is creating this rustic ranch house kind of thing with the new pack that I brought. I was having so much fun exploring the new items. I told myself, stop it, because I'm acting as if I'm making a build for this for the horse ranch pack rather than for the for rent pack. But I couldn't help myself. It's really the items are so pretty, and I can see why people were hyping it up in terms of the building capabilities. But the thing is, what I realized is a lot of the stuff is really central focused onto horse ranch. Like, I don't know how much cross pack compatibility there can be, besides the fact that you can use it a lot in Brindleton Bay if you wanted to, and Strangerville. My favorite, I've said this before millions of times, my favorite world is Strangerville's world, because it heavily seems like Arizona to me, and Arizona is one of the states in America that I really want to visit if I ever get to go. And I know a lot of you in the comments are gonna be like, specifically where in Arizona? Because it's like someone saying to me, I really want to visit the UK, and then I'll be like, okay, like where in the UK? It's the UK is like got a lot of places. And I understand Arizona has a lot of places as well. I do want to go to the very touristy parts like the Grand Canyon and everything, but I do want to see any other aspects. I want to do a bit more research into Arizona and see the different areas that I could visit, because I really love the environment there. It seems out otherworldly, and I think it looks so beautiful, and I just want to feel the feeling of being in that kind of place. The same with New Zealand. I really, it looks so beautiful, and I really would just like to feel the feeling of being in that environment. Another place, and I think that's why Strangerville is my favorite world, and it's surely followed by Oasis Springs. I really love Oasis Springs. And then what else? And I'm really sad, I forgot what the name of this place is. I know one of the neighborhoods is something along the lines of Appaloosa Plains, which was my favorite world in The Sims 3. Appaloosa Plains was my favorite world in The Sims 3. And a world that I always wanted was that 1950s inspired world, but that was in the store, and I never had the money or like the mindset to think, oh, let me buy a world from the store. But there was, if you guys remember what that world is, please comment it below, because I completely forgot. But there was this one world in The Sims 3 that was heavily like Gatsby, 1920s, the Roaring Twenties era inspired, where that 1920s build would have fitted in so beautifully. I've always liked that one, but I never used it. I always used Appaloosa Plains. Absolutely my favorite world to use in The Sims 3. And then what else did I use? I just I can't even think of it. I really did use Appaloosa Plains every single time. If I was to start up The Sims 3 downstairs on my computer, I would probably click on Appaloosa Plains as well. If this audio sounds a bit weird, it's just because it's glitching out a lot when recording, when making this. So there are parts I am just cutting out. So if it seems like my tone has dramatically changed, it's because it has, because every single time I look in the screen and I see it glitching out a little too much, I'm just stopping, I'm just not talking, and then I'm gonna talk again when I see that it's not glitching out as much. So yeah, the sheriff station was glitching out quite a bit. But anyway, like I was saying, Yeah, only Appaloosa planes that are really used. I can't even think of any. I can think of Sunset Valley just because it's the default. Wait, there was this one world that was again in the it was from the Sims 3 store, and I think it was called Hidden Springs, potentially. It was, and I don't quite remember exactly. I think it was Hidden Springs, maybe. It was the smaller side of the world in The Sims 3, and I really, really liked it as well. But I think it disappeared one day from my store, so I couldn't use it again, but I really liked that one. Oh, I remember Lucky Palms. That's because of Life Simmer. Life Simmer used to play her Generations Let's Play in Lucky Palms, and I was obsessed. So when I rounded up some money to go and get Lucky Palms, I couldn't stop. And I think it's one of the worlds that incited my love for desert-styled worlds and worlds with the more sandy environment and more just that kind of orange tone, red tone. I think it's also, I think my love for it as well is not just because of my love for Arizona, but also from my I don't know how to call it. Is it like generational thing? My generational love, like this thing I can't control, my is in nature kind of thing. From the country I'm from, the country I was born in has that sort of environment. You see a lot of reds in the earth, like earthy reds, and it's what you get from southern Africa. But you see a lot of reds and a lot of sandy areas, and I think now I'm just realizing I think that's why I like it so much. But it's just such a pretty environment. Another place in America I would love to visit and see is Washington, because every single time I go on TikTok and I see those videos of people driving and I see them going through Washington and I see all the trees and the rain, and some of you be saying, isn't that basically England? And it's like, yeah, it is. It is. But it's bigger trees, and it's the thing is about Washington and that particular area that people normally record and put on TikTok is that it is similar to England, but it's more vast, as in the trees are huge. As in the trees are huge. And there's mountains. There's not that many mountains in the UK. There's a lot of hills. After I release these 4 videos, I think because I've got to do 5 uploads this week, so after I release these 4 videos, I think it's going to be Sunday's upload. I'm going to download OBS. I didn't want to. I normally use the Xbox game bar, but I feel like the glitching has been very excessive in this video, and I don't know if it's because of the world or what, but it's been so excessive. So I think I might do that. I just hope in the other build I did today, it didn't do this much glitchiness while I built in Oasis Rings, which I kind of regret. I feel like I should have built in Mount Komburebi. You will know when you see the video that, yeah, she could have done with building it in Mount Komburebi. But yeah, to talk about why I decided to build this build, not only was it because I bought the pack, but only as well I wanted to, oh wait, no, it's not only because I bought the pack, but when I went onto The Sims yesterday, I got a notification saying, hey, my first pet stuff. And wait, hold up. How I read it in my head was like, The Sims was saying, hey, my first pet stuff is now free. Download it if you want. And I was thinking to myself, okay, that's great. I love it when I get a free pack. So I downloaded my first pet stuff, and yeah, it just that added with my recently downloaded horse ranch. I was like, now I've got all the animals, I might as well do this rustic animal themed kind of apartment building. So that's why they've got the bar down below. Well, there's a bar normally in all of my buildings, but that's why there's the bar down below. That's why there's a vet. And the sheriff's office was purely because I was looking at this build and I was like, no, I feel like there needs to be a sheriff's office. This feels like a small town there's gonna be a mystery. Someone's going to disappear, and there's gonna be the sheriff's office. There's gonna be so many stories that could be told in this apartment building, and yeah, and I think that sheriff's office is gonna be one of the main contenders. I really, really like the inclusion of it. It reminds me a lot, which is weird because the world doesn't look like this. But if you've ever watched Twin Peaks, I don't know why this build in particular, not the world, but the build in particular reminds me of something that would occur in Twin Peaks. And yeah, I was originally gonna like do the Sims as the characters and stuff, but I was like, I don't know, because I don't know who I'm gonna pair them with, because I've done a lot of videos lately of solar Sims and I wanted to do more family or couples, but then when I thought of making a family, I was like, that sounds awful. So I just did a couple, and I didn't even create them. You might recognize them. They're from my Purge video. Is it Purge video? Yeah, so oh wait, I use them quite a lot. They're from my slasher cabin, they're from my Purge video, and now they're back again here with this video. But yeah, there is so much more I want to say to you guys, but I had to keep pausing and losing my train of thought throughout this entire video because it was glitching so much. But yeah, I built the things included within this build is one loft studio, and then a one bedroom apartment, and then there's a 3-bedroom apartment. I say with an asterisk because the 3rd bedroom, I'm not too sure. I tried to play test it, but I don't have an infant, so I don't know if it works. But that 3rd bedroom is the same size as the bathroom, so you might just end up changing that and having 2 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms or something along the lines of that. But yeah, I think there's also a 3 bedroom and 1 bathroom. And then there is a vet, and then there is a bar, and then there's a sheriff's office, and there is an rooftop communal space where you can do barbecues. I think that is going to be perfect for the 4-end pack. But yeah, that is the video. I hope you guys liked it so much. I understand that it's extremely wishy-washy. I say that all the time, but in this instance, I really mean it just because of all of the glitches and everything. But I'm still really appreciative that you guys stayed this long. Thank you so much for being so patient with me. All of the comments, I love reading them. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys like and subscribe, but if you don't want to, that's also okay. I appreciate that you've stayed this long listening to my ramblings, and also leave a comment. I love your comments, the more the merrier, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.